Kevin Jackson Radio Show.
What I think that is better than anything else is that Trump has, as some of my guests have said, he's drove a truck through the store. And my metaphor is that he's taken the chessboard and thrown it up. That everything is such a mess right now that there is a new enthusiasm. There is fertile ground and all of that. And I think that's far more valuable in many ways than this policy or that policy or anything else.
Welcome, everybody. Kevin Jackson here. That man could not be more right. What Trump did has nothing to do with policy at this point, even though he's a rock star when it comes to policy. Welcome to the Kevin Jackson Show, KJRadio.com, 844-551-8255 if you want to contact the show. This was so true. When people tell me, they say things like, Kevin, the president doesn't set the, he's got no power. He can't do anything. I'm like, you're crazy. The reason why you have Muslim infiltration in America, in all walks of life and in all forms of government is because of 8 years of Barack Obama. Don't tell me what the president can't do. The reason why you spent billions, if not trillions of dollars on green energy nonsense, and we're still trying to figure out all the dollars that went out, is because of Barack Obama. There's his policies, his ideas. He didn't have to enact them, but he got people changing their views on things. You changed your views on Muslims. One way or the other, you did. Most of us became more accepting. Look at the number of mosques that are built in America over the last 8 years versus in the last 9 years than in the previous 150 years before. Look at the way people view, I'll say, same-sex marriage. Now, you may say, oh, Kevin, we're progressive in how we... No, we're not. Marriage is what it's defined to be. Now, if you want to tell me Barack Obama made people more loving towards gays, I'll give you credit to that. Maybe that's the case. But he screwed up what our sensibility should be with respect to that. And that's not good. He screwed up what he defines as a humanitarian in letting people into our country. Particularly when it comes to refugee resettlement. He did not care what you thought. He doesn't care what you think. And I could go on. He redefined the way you think about money, particularly the poor. Do I need to go on? Donald Trump is changing the way people view life in America. The idea of making America great again, putting America first, looking at agreements from the standpoint of your perspective, what the American public, the taxpaying people, the people who put him into power. That's completely novel and new. And it's novel and new over the last 10 years or 8 to 9 years over with Barack Obama, but it's novel and new over the last 50. Trust me. The idea of having a love of country and saying, hey, as much as I don't want other countries to fail, their success is not going to be because of our failure. And it's okay. I tell people, look, you have permission, Poland, to be the best you can be. China, be the best you can be. Russia, Cuba, whatever. But don't think that we're not going to go strive to be better than you. That is the American way. That is the American spirit. And it isn't demeaning. It's not if you want to make it demoralizing, fine. Look, the polls are probably good at something that I don't know about. Don't know, don't care. If you wanted to be in the national spotlight, get super good at it and move forward. I remember the Chinese. I used to say, man, those Chinese are really good at gymnastics. I don't know what you're going to do with that particular skill set. But congratulations. If China wants to go, we dominate in gymnastics everywhere we go. Jamaica, dominating in track and field, getting a reputation for such. People go over now and recruit these kids, and hopefully these kids go back to Jamaica and make a difference. I haven't been in a while, but I had a friend of mine tell me that they've kind of cleaned it up. It used to be, super warlord driven. I mean, there were guys that you couldn't go into certain areas. It's still bad, but not as bad. Maybe, around Kingston, but not as bad as it used to be because they're putting their foot down. But look, the point is, I now think of Jamaica as this place that you can go to I used to go there. I mean, and go hang out and what have you. But it was a vacation place, and then it got ugly. It got to where it was like just a nasty city, anywhere, and always getting offered dope. I don't want to be offered dope every time I leave my area to go explore. How about you just offer me, a sense of Jamaica and who you are? It's not all about dope. You want some ganja, man? No, I don't want any stupid ganja. So I now think of Jamaicans as amazing runners. And the friend of mine I was talking to said, Kevin, the program we now have set up and people coming back to train these kids and things like this, people coming over to train them, he goes, it's going to put Jamaica on the map. And he's Jamaican. And I'm like, well, great, man. That's good to hear, because I certainly want that to be what Jamaica's noted for, and not what I experience sometimes over there. And it wasn't one of the worst places in the world. But it's like Ferguson, Missouri. It's completely different than what people think, but now it's got a stigma attached to it. That's not what I would want the world to think about Ferguson, the way Barack Obama left it. And I'll tell you this, I don't know how you feel. I don't want the world to think about what America represents by what Obama did. So when you tell me that somebody cannot make a difference as president, I say to you, you better wake up. Donald Trump can absolutely change the way people think about this country, change the way people believe in this country, and it's already showing up. It's showing up in the most amazing ways. And I got to tell you, I'm loving it. So you can change it. That is what we're going to be doing, and you have a big part in this. And I want to see you be a part of this. I want to see my listeners get in on this. I tell you all the time, it is not Trump's responsibility to do this. We talked earlier in the broadcast about polls. CNN. Oh, Donald Trump's polling this or that. Screw you and your polls. We know better. You still want to try to pretend to be news when you're fake news and tell us how to think because, oh, Donald Trump, nobody likes Donald Trump. That is a lie. Not only do people like Donald Trump, they understand that he is not ruling with ego, and he is absolutely doing the things that we've asked him to do. They're not ask him to do. We've demanded that he do. And they're mad because he's doing it. And they have to make you feel little by making it appear as though Donald Trump is a terrible guy. Oh, look at his ratings. It's all a lie, folks. It's a ruse. And we'll prove it yet again in another hour of the Kevin Jackson Show.
This is the Kevin Jackson Radio Show.
Do you owe back taxes to the IRS or state? The secret to avoiding the IRS nightmare is to seek professional representation. My friends at Security Tax Associates provide the most cost-effective and ethical representation in the industry while helping to avoid seizures, levies, and wage garnishments. Security Tax Associates is here to ensure that the appropriate steps are taken to permanently eliminate any possibility of future tax burdens once and for all. For a free, no-obligation consultation, contact Security Tax Associates, 844-779-4177. That's 844-779-4177. 844-779-4177. Or visit them at securitytaxassociates.com.
Beth Cook Moranville, author of Closer Than Your Breath, a book of hope.
Hope, that wonderful, wonderful 4-letter word that you may feel completely out of. I wrote this book to give you great hope. It's not too late. If fetal position is an all too familiar place for you, I understand. If the next 60 seconds are too long, this book is for you. Wherever you are right now, whether you're dealing with divorce or death or sickness, take hope. You are going to make it through this pain. Don't roll your eyes. I've walked this road and I know it. The best is yet to come.
Closer Than Your Breath, a book of hope from author and speaker Beth Cook Moranville, can be found on Amazon.com or Kindle.com. For more information, visit closerthanyourBreath.com or on Facebook at Closer Than Your Breath.